Hello everyone, the 316 Lego Maniac 316 here. I'm back with another Monday Lightning Collection review. This time, I got the Versus Wave 1 in Space 2-pack of Astronema and Andros. This usually retails for $39.99. It has been bumped up in price to, I believe, $41.99. I found this, though, for $21 because it was half off at one of my Myers. So you get both of the figures and a bunch of accessories. Not as many accessories as you'd think. Definitely a lot less than the SPD Blue 2-pack. Anyway, so accessories-wise, for Astronema, you get her staff here. You get a boomerang, which we'll take a look at if I can make sure she doesn't fall. Here you go. I will put that in her hand later, but it is painted. She also comes with her extra fisted hands. These are both new molds, exclusive to her. They kind of look almost technical, but they have a bit of texturing that reminds me of almost like reptile skin in the middle there. And she does come with two grabby hands, which the, I believe, first two fingers are separated, but these two fingers are not. Alright, so Andros, he comes with basically the exact same accessories as the individual release Andros, the disguised one. So he comes with his two grabby hands. He comes with a pointer hand, this time in white, of course. And he also comes with a fisted hand on the figure, and he comes with two grabby hands, like I said. He also comes with the spiral saber, the blaster, and a head sculpt. And we will take a comparison look at the individual release Andros a bit later, but there you go. It's the exact same sculpt, paint's a little different. Anyway, last accessory, you only get one effect piece in this set, and it's this really interesting looking pink effect piece. It does fit well on both of them. It works better on Astronema because it's a lot bigger of a surface area to put it on. Let me go ahead and repose her, and we'll take a look at her first, because just like other female figures, she's kind of hard to stand on her own. If you take a look at the legs, yeah, just get that out of here. If you take a look at the legs, first things first, if it'll focus, you can kind of see how one leg is a little bit in front of the other. I have tried pushing these back as far as they can go, but either way, one foot is in front of the other. It doesn't look right. It's kind of gross. She does have actually ankle swivel instead of boot swivel. Kind of wish she had boot swivel. Makes it just a little easier to pose and stand them. I mean, she can stand on her own. There's nothing supporting her weight. She can't do a, kick. Actually, no, she can. Not for long, but she can do it. You just gotta find the right pose here. Anyway, obviously no paint from down here, but a really nice texturing detail on the torso here. This is all just printed on. There's no molded texture there. It looks good. Very clean, crisp. I think it extends all the way down, almost all the way down. You can see there's a little gap towards the way bottom, but no one's gonna have, a broken spine pose for their figures. I will say where there was the, the extra bits of plastic, there is some paint scuffage, but that's typical and honestly doesn't look too bad. You can barely see it on this side. Speaking of sculpt, basically this entire figure minus the legs, I think, is a new sculpt. Definitely the hands are. You can see there's the texture detail there. These gauntlets always looked kind of weird in the show to me, but seeing them up close in person, they look a lot better. They are painted in the middle here. I believe this is cast in this silver piece, although it could be painted silver, but I don't think it is. I think this is molded in that color. It reflects light nicely, and it matches the torso like mesh. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for the rubberized upper torso piece here. What is nice is that you can take it off, so if you wanted to use this body for a custom, just like the A-Squad Rangers, you can pry this up, and you can take it off. However, I've had problems trying to remove Astronema's head, So just try to be careful with that. Like, this really, the way they molded this, it doesn't want to come off. Alright, so she obviously doesn't come with an extra head, but let's go ahead and take a look at this one. And I think it's representative of the character, but maybe not the actress. I don't think it's like a one-to-one likeness or anything. It's good though. Like, the hair is like the right shape. It's got the, like the gold braids, the little earrings, I believe. It's got the headband. I mean, it looks good. It's painted where it needs to be. Back down to the shoulders here. This is painted silver. It might be a little difficult to tell, but you can see how it just shines a little bit more than the surrounding areas. There you go. That's probably a better look. It's a little darker on camera than it is in real life here. But yeah, so there's Astronema. I think this is a good figure. Obviously, this is one of the earlier female figures, so it still suffers from standing on her own, other than just a standard traditional just standing pose. So like if you wanted to get her into a kick, you probably couldn't do that. Let's go ahead and put on this like boomerang like piece. Honestly, I'm not sure if you're supposed to get the fingers in that little slot, but you could do it like that. Looks a little strange, but if you just wanted her to hold it regularly, there you go. And you could probably hold it like that if you really wanted to. I am going to go over articulation. So it's got the ankle pivot. It swivels left and right. You also got the ankle swivel here. Double jointed knees. Goes up and back that far. Kind of wish it went back a little further. You got thigh swivel, and you got a ball joint at the hips here. You got an ab crunch that goes forward and back. You have a swivel up top here at the upper torso. Hands-wise, standard traditional. No double jointed elbows, but she does have the swivel hinge. Shoulders, it does have the butterfly joint, and it can go up about that far if you have the shoulder pads on. If you don't, it'll probably go back or go up further. And the butterfly joint's really nice on this one. You can get some really like winded up a punch pose. Looks good. And the head doesn't really want to turn. If it'll focus here, you can see it just barely turns. I feel like I'm gonna warp the plastic, so I don't want to do that. Anyway, there's Astronema. Wanted to take a look at her articulation because she's kind of a new mold. But yeah, standard traditional female ranger body basically. All right, and stuff is falling all over me. Anyway, here we have the in-space Red Ranger Andros, and I really like this figure, but there's one thing that still bugs me every time I look at it. So look on the box. See the side of the visor there? Just get a good look at that. There's way more white in between the edge of the visor and the red of the helmet. And it makes it look like his visor's just a little small. Like if you covered up these sides, it works. But if you can see the sides, that's kind of problematic. I'm going to actually compare this to the A-Squad pink wrong helmet. The problem I have with this helmet is that the visor edges shouldn't be seen from the front. And obviously I'd swap this head out with this one, but this is a tiny head. Look at that. It's tiny. But it should be more closer to this than this. This is just not large enough of a visor. It really needs to be more dynamic and dramatic like that is. So yeah, he comes with the exact same accessories as the disguised Andros. Basically the same paint job, but again, we'll take a look at that later. He looks good. There's not too much paint on this figure, nothing from the hips down. He does have the gold on the belt here. He's got the white on the red plastic here with all of these squares, which are a lot better than the in-space pink Ranger that I took a look at earlier. Also, same thing with the butterfly joint. This is a white piece painted mostly red. It's kind of more difficult to tell on him, but if you look through the hole here, you can definitely see that that's definitely not red. So that's a white piece painted red. And, on screen it doesn't really look that bad. In person it's a bit brighter. He does have the shoulder printing, just like In Space Pink does. It's more closer to the, forearm swivel. His holster is nice. It holds his weapon. There's really not too much more to say about this figure. I will say on the top of the helmet here, you might be able to tell, but I actually had to fill in the black around this edge here because mine was actually misprinted. You'll see there's a lot of extra black just above the white of the visor. It's not something that bugs me too bad. It's kind of hard to notice anyway because of how the figure was made, but I definitely went and fixed it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do some comparisons. So let me go ahead and get out my ruler here. So Astronema, when standing upright, she's, I'd say, just shy of 6 inches, and Andros here is closer to 6.5 inches, maybe 6 and like a fourth, maybe just a little bit more than 6 1/4 inches. Alright, so our first comparison is going to be In Space Pink. And yeah, as a team, they look good together. They're mostly the exact same, like paint job wise and consistency. Hasbro has a problem with team consistency and one team member looking a little bit too different from the other one, but just close enough. So this gives you a good idea on the height of the female rangers, which is just a little bit taller than Astronema and just a little bit shorter than the male rangers. I still wish they made bigger female bodies. I don't mind the smaller ones, but I just want something a little bigger. Alright, and here is disguised Andros, and we're going to go ahead at this point and take a look at the head sculpt differences. So the sculpt's the exact same. It's really just the paint details that are different. Honestly, the older head in the 2-pack looks better, at least just in the eyes. Like, you can more clearly see the eyes on the left, but this just looks more realistic. And I think I like the lips on this one better as well. The paint on the hair is about the same. Nothing really different that I noticed. I will say the gold earring looks better on the left head though. Alright, and then the spiral saber. Let's take a look at that. I'd say the red on the 2-pack is actually a bit more prominent. You can definitely tell it's like... You can see the mold through the red better if it'll ever focus. It's trying to focus. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why it's focusing on the box back there. Let's try to... There you go. So this is a bit more of a dull red. This is more of a brighter red, closer to the actual suit color here. And then we wanted to take a look at his blaster over here. So this is the blaster that comes with the individual release. And this is the blaster that comes with the 2-pack release. So 2-pack on the bottom. I'd say it's basically the same, but again, the individual release comes with the blue painted all the way up, whereas this one doesn't. So same as In Space Pink. And actually, this one doesn't have the extra blue on the little bit there. So, gives you a good idea. Alright, so there's the comparison of them. The final comparison I want to do is actually a bit of a Forever Red display here. I'll put Astronema a little bit closer. There you go. We got Time Force Red here. And you've seen him in most of the videos. Lost Galaxy Red. So my Forever Red's looking pretty good. Just need to get Zeo, and I need to get Mighty Morphin. Although I'm still hoping for them to re-release Mighty Morphin Red, because I want to get the better helmet. I know that there's a pre-order window up for a second wave or second batch of Red Ranger figures from the Wave 2, I think. No, Wave 3. I think he was... No, Wave 4. Man, it's weird. Anyway, so there's some more size comparisons for you to look at. Let me go ahead and put these guys back where they came from, or so help me. So what do I think of this 2-pack? Is it worth your money? Is it a waste of money? What do you think? Well, considering I got this for 50% off, yeah, it's absolutely worth the money. Of course, it's the price of like one Ranger figure. So yeah, if you get a good sale on this, might as well. It's kind of hard to find though. It took me a while to find this, but they had a ton at my one wire. Just giving you looks at the boxes. But at full price, you know, $40, $42, whatever you pay for it. Yeah, I think this is a good value for what you get. You know, I do wish that, you know, in Space Red came by itself, but it makes sense why this would be a versus wave, the brother and sister. They look good together, probably work on a shelf. Astronema is a little bit shorter in the show, so I'm glad they kept that consistency. I, I guess my only issue is I wish it came with more accessories. Like, it only comes with one effect piece. I really wish it came with some extra effect pieces, you know? Like, effect pieces are probably the cheapest and easiest thing for them to make. I mean, it's just a tiny amount of rubberized plastic and injection molding, I would assume. So, yeah, I guess that's my only real complaint about this set. But, yeah, like I said, worth the money, especially on sale. I always say that, but yeah, this is good. Just make sure to watch out for any paint issues. Astronema is basically perfect paint issue-wise, but Andros might have some issues. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these figures, if you're going to be picking them up, or if you have them already in your collection. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this every Monday. When I get a new figure, I post it, and you get to see the review. Be sure to subscribe as well for more content. Thanks for watching. Peace.